So one of the things I've realized growing up is consistency isn't something that a person has or does not have. It's something that everyone has, but the only difference is some person have consistency at some different thing, and the other person has consistency at some particular thing. So a person that is good at going to the gym might be bad at being consistent with studying, for exams and stuff. He could struggle with that, but with going to the gym he does not miss a single day. And the same could be said for someone that makes YouTube videos, and it's something that is, he does not have problem being consistent with that. But some other people do struggle with being consistent while making videos, right? So it just depends on what you like and the level of resistance you are willing to actually accept and endure, because everything requires effort. Even the things you like to do, it requires some level of effort. Even making videos, you think this is easy, but especially like, this is not my first language, this is my second language, and it is really tough to actually be you know articulate my points properly in a second language, and without a script as well. I'm not reading any kind of script. It is just coming at the top of my brain, and I'm just spewing what I'm actually thinking. And it is kind of tough to be good at that. I might say something that is kind of weird, so I have to actually delete the video, make another video, and just it goes on like that. But over the time I've realized, like, this is easy, this is getting easier as I'm being more consistent with it. So this requires a lot of effort. Like, some people from my country could start doing something like this, making videos like this, but he will probably not be able to do post videos regularly, even like making maybe like 3-minute video. Probably he cannot do that, because firstly, he probably does not like making videos. Secondly, even if he did, like, he is not willing to accept the resistance or the effort you have to put in. With me, like, I'm okay with the resistance or the effort that is required to make a video. I'm willing to actually take that resistance. I'm willing to endure that, but some people are not. But with me, when it comes to studies and stuff, I'm just like, I just cannot do it. I don't know why. I try my absolute best, but it is really tough for me to be actually be consistent with that. But with something like maybe boxing, it's something I like to do as an exercise. I just love punching bags and stuff. It is fun to me, and that's the only way I probably will be consistent at going to the gym. For some people it's lifting weights, and for some people it's a different thing. So lowering your self confidence and thinking that you're just not a consistent person is a bad thing to do, because it's not that you're not consistent. It is just the thing that you're not really consistent at the thing that society actually you know applauds you for being consistent, like studying or working hard at like your college degree, or like becoming a doctor or like a lawyer. If you're not actually like genuinely willing to accept the resistance, and it is kind of easy for you to be consistent with it, like, it's going to be tough. And those people are not really special. They just are just lucky to find something they like doing. That's the difference. The kids are just playing way too much. And yeah, that's exactly what is going on with people. They don't need to lower their self confidence because of beliefs like that, because that is just totally false. You are a consistent person. It's just that you're not consistent at the thing you're currently doing. Maybe you're just forced into something, maybe a college degree that you just don't like. You're just studying, like, I joined the college, I'm doing this degree, but I've realized that I just don't like it no more. And you kind of force yourself to actually be consistent, which is tough. Which is really tough. You don't like it. You find it pointless. But with some other thing, you're just really consistent, but you neglect those things because you think that it is not important. Maybe your hobby, you would be pretty consistent at maybe pursuing your hobby, but you just kind of neglect it because you think it's not a big deal, but it's the only thing that actually makes you happy, and you probably would be really consistent at doing that and probably could monetize doing that, doing that thing. So it is just simply comes down to just doing something you like at the end of the day, because it's like life is not that fucking big, and of course you definitely have to do something you don't like doing. Of course that is sure, that is definitely true, but one thing that is also true is like in this life you definitely have to do something you like doing. Otherwise it is like you don't live like for 500 years. You cannot be like, for now I'll do something I don't like doing, and then in like year 200 I would do something I like doing. I'll follow my passion. You're not a vampire. You don't live that long, so you have to do. Oh my god, bro, kids are going nuts. Okay, so yeah, that's what I wanted to say.